a bitch. All right, let me make sure everybody gets off the other one. Jesus Christ. All right, so here we go. How do I delete that? Anybody here yet? Let's see. Gotta get everybody over here. People are in the chat. On the other one. Oh, what a pain. I'm live. I'm live, but not here. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to get people here to go over to the other. There's 25 of you guys. Okay. Now you guys get it. So, I'm waiting for some more of you guys to come over. I see. I'm sorry. I had it set. I don't know. Last night I figured out how to do this. This isn't from StreamYard. It's from regular YouTube. And last night I figured out how to put the title up and then leave and go do my stuff. I did it right now, same thing. And I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Didn't know how to get back on. Just want to make sure I don't know how to delete the old one. That's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, I'm going to get to it in just a second. And I guess I'll start with I'm live but not here. Okay, so here we go. All right, let me see if I can get this down. Reflected. So there's a little bit of a bad internet connection thing going on here too. I can see it says slow. All right, guys. Here we go. What's going on? So if that you can see by the title, the guy I did time with, and I know there's some other guys of you that are going to join me, that we were all at Terre Haute together, that reached out, and because I made a post about it on Josh Yancey's Facebook page or Messenger. I didn't even mean for that post to be public. I thought I was actually doing it privately to him, but it didn't matter. And then a bunch of other people came on and saw. His name was David Nalley. Did a long time together, about 7 years, I guess. And over the last 2 weeks, he's been calling me daily. I'll do that last because obviously it's emotional. And yes, for you people that are keeping tab and know, obviously when you stop doing Subox and all that stuff, you are more emotional, for sure. But I'm going to play the tapes. I've been given permission on what happened, how I came to know what happened, and then you guys will see the whole thing. And it's another tragic life cut short. This wasn't a drug overdose. It was a killing. And I'll talk about it in a few minutes. Okay, so let me go back. Can everybody hear me good? Right? I see you guys. I see everybody. Everybody hear me okay? I just want to make sure I'm heard okay first. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, guys. Okay. All right. So let me go back and talk about last night for a second. Everything as it happened exactly the way it did on that live. I was more, if you want to use the word, fixated on the dude, local guy, screwing me. And I'm still pissed. I mean, and you can see the in me last night. I went back and watched it. I couldn't watch all 3 hours, but I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm there's a lot of things going through my mind. Okay. Really. I mean, court, probation, wife, friends, YouTube subscribers, money, all that, business, personal, all the things were going through my head, Obviously that's good for. So lives are easier for me to do than videos. It just seems like, because I just get on there and go. But then, anyway, so I'll get that. So it was all about really, my focus was really Shane, but I know a bunch of you guys were here for YouTube stuff. I mean, for the, the stuff, the genre in which I've been in or was before, a lot of the mob stuff, the content creator stuff. I have made announcements before. I'm not getting involved in that again. And I meant that. And I know you guys are saying, oh, Rob, look what you did. Listen to me. Tony Silo was on Angel Gotti's panel. I'll say it again. He was seemed very sincere. Very sincere. People stayed in Angel Gotti's chat to listen to me talk for well over an hour. And Tony was giving me, both people afterwards for 20 minutes afterwards, we're leaving stuff in the chat room talking about, how great it was. Not one negative comment, which is surprising given the fact that I've been such a flake on YouTube in my history and the battles. And it was surprising and it felt good. Tony, I'll blame me. Okay, let's just put this on me. We didn't talk to each other for whatever reason, but it just didn't feel right that he wasn't like blowing up my phone talking to me. That's the truth. It's the truth. If you think somebody's down and you need your help, and even if they're a stranger, and I have been doing that to people that sound like they're in desperate need. And I'm going to tell you something. For whatever reason, people reach out to me with their problems and just talk. So many. And I remember in court, and this is not the judge, court, probation, so many people always say, what a waste, Robert. What a waste of a talent. You can do so much good. I'm going to sit here and say this. So many people are reaching out to me to talk to me about advice and stuff. And I know the enemies in the camp, the ones that want to go, will talk so much shit. I don't care. 2-3 nights ago, somebody committed suicide that I was talking to. Had a question myself about that. Anyway, talked somebody off the ledge. Marta was with me when I was giving advice to a guy. Can't fix myself. Well, I couldn't. But anyway, that's not about me. I'm just saying people reach out for whatever reason. David Nalley was one of them, and I'll get there. So anyway, Tony Silent, my point being is I guess I expected, maybe more, whatever, but forget about that. I'm not putting that on him. That's why the whole Tony Silo thing came to Robert. It's because of that show. In retrospect, what I would have done differently, and this is true, I would have contacted Angel first. Why? No, not because Angel runs me or whatever anybody's going to say now. I don't care. Just because I was on her show and I would have thought about it. I did not know that she had called me, and she didn't call me saying, and he stopped. I don't get confused. All she said is, Tony's calling, Robert, can you please answer? Something like that. Nothing more. So don't. Tony left a message. I did not see it before. If you look back at the thing, you can see me and you can tell that I did not see it. Okay. So whatever. I'm not making apologies for that. I was given that letter. I put that letter out there. It is true that I felt this whole totally silo people. But see, here's the thing. I want trying to be put in the middle or caught up in the middle of two camp stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not. And maybe I did. People will think I willingly did it. People think I'm willing. Whatever. I don't care. The point is, I did see MRE's thing. I saw some things about Silo. I asked the person I trust on the phone who ended up giving me the letter. Tony Silo's, and he had not nice things to say about Tony Silo. All right. Then I was more on the local guy thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Kill two birds with one stone. Draw more people in. True stuff. Draw more of you guys in. And you guys were very patient with the local stuff. A lot of you didn't understand it. People were like, I don't understand the story, or the story's bullshit, whatever. A lot of you are patient. I served my purpose on that. And that was raw pain from somebody who I should have seen it. And I should have listened to my wife. She told me exactly what was going to happen. She told me 100% what was going to happen. And I always get screwed. And I'm not a victim of blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, what Marta's voice rings in my head. How the fuck were you a drug dealer? How were you ever a drug dealer? You get burned all the time. you do this constantly. That's what she'd say. But anyway, enough of that. So it was more, the focus was on this clown and his wife who deliberately set me up on that. And I can see that day so perfect. Her little shit-eating grin, like she was shocked I was doing it. And his little, yeah, bro, I'm going to help you out, bro. Scumbag of the earth. And then what happened was I was disappointed because I called the local cop, not disappointed with him per se, with, hey, listen, so how do I go about pursuing this? Or this is what's going down. I'm going to need help or something to that effect. Nothing I can do, Robert. Civil matter. What? Civil matter. And then it all started ringing. I remembered the whole civil thing he went through where he had gotten this thing where he had somebody go steal his motorcycle back. And by the way, people who said I'm disappointed in Robert Rosso for dry snitching. If you don't know what dry snitching means, that means bringing to light illegal activity on one for the purpose of law enforcement or whatever, like Lee Cole likes to do to me, or like the other camp used to do when they would constantly say, this is a violation of his probation. I wonder how long it's going to take for him to go back to jail, to bring the attention of the court system, playing the probation card. And I'll get to that in a second, Lee. I got your email. So that was me being like hurt. And I'm telling you, I've been trying to drama and chaos. I attract it. I'm trying to free myself of it. Wake up every morning with ancient history, philosophers. So I don't do the news, so the news doesn't get me all negative energy in the morning. That's true. I've been trying to do that. Today I did not. So last night after the live, I'm bouncing a little bit. Last night after live, shut things off, and I stopped. And I heard my therapist. I did. I heard her before too. But then I probably did would go against. But I heard, how do you feel? Talk about the moment. How do you feel? What's going on? I'll tell you how I feel. I felt confused about the show. 3 hours worth of doing it. It's true shit. Confused. Why confused? I unknowingly or unintentionally, I should say, gave Lee Cole a new nickname for sure. The Amber. I mean, anyway, that was not. It was just I was clowning. I always do give people nicknames and they stick a lot. That was a lot. That's been a thing of mine, a lot of times. But it fits him. And I was clowning because, and this is where I'll get to you, Lee, because I had said during the conversation that Lee Cole mentioned that we are criminals, both of us. Okay. He always put me and him, we're the same. Do you know why I know how you're feeling, Robert? Because I'm just like you. You're just like me, dude. That was Lee's voice. That's what Lee used to tell me constantly. And again, Lee Cole, he wasn't the reason I went to rehab. He was the reason I accepted it. Okay. And I remember my wife getting mad at me for even saying that. Lee Cole didn't do that. I'm not saying she's being a bitch. I'm just saying, she's like, Lee Cole didn't do that. And I'm like, no, he did. He did. He and Sean Moore, a friend of mine, Sean Moore, Sean too, but Lee did. He did. And even when Lee gives me advice, I always knew there's always that thing in my head that Lee's going to come and stab me in the back, just like Johnny Mac used to do. And I'd still go and talk to him. And I still try to call Johnny Mac the other day. Just it is. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe maybe this is a deeper psychological thing where I'm attracted to people that hurt me. I'm just saying. I just thought of that right now, like off the top of my head. But anyway, but Lee Cole, and I've always look. He's always said, look, you can reach out to me and talk to me. He has, and I have at sometimes, and just bullshitted with them. And then when I disappeared or haven't been on YouTube, he would call. Hey, dude, people are talking about you, blah, blah, blah. And, he'd give me advice on the channel. All true. And then was the last interview. James was involved with the interview. I forgot if it was an attorney. I want to say it was my attorney. I forgot the exact thing that happened after the interview. I realized this is not a good time to air this tomorrow. Let's wait through the week because there were some decisions that had to be made. And I didn't want to bring this out in public, what I was saying on the interview, because it was like disrespectful to me in some kind of way, and I did. This is what I said to him. Man, you can potentially send me back to prison. But why did you agree to do the interview with me then? Man, why did you agree to do the interview with me then? Well, I didn't know you were going to try to cut my throat coming off the get. And let me be clear about that. Lee knows, my little strings and stuff. He wants the drama, but he really does not like me. Let's all be real. He doesn't like me, but I don't care. Lee will sell his soul for content. And that's just what he does. That's what he is. He's the guy in the crowd that hides, throws rocks. Yeah. Throws the rocks. That's him. He is. And look at him. And yes, and this is the God's honest truth. I want you guys to go look at there's a USA Today article. No, it's the front page of the USA Today. This will be in 2011 or 2012. It's about the Butner Federal Correctional Complex. Go look at it. It has the faces of every sex offender that was in the Butner complex. Outed all of them, okay? We couldn't get that newspaper, and I remember. And, the guards that were cool would sneak it, give it to us. I used to get the USA Today. They held that. We could not get that because it was danger to some of the people. Look at their faces, the white ones. They all have some common trait. Most of them have a common trait. It's like a frozen face thing. And the people that have like a frozen face little boy look that have not been molested or that do not molest, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get. If there's a stereotypical look of a sex offender, of a child predator, Lee has that look about him. He does. That's why I said Amber Alert. He's got it's called the Chomo look. He does. I'll stick by that. Whatever you say. I'm not trying to hurt him. And I said this about a guy named Stu Nazette, who I did time with at Butner. He was a NASA scientist. If you guys go back and look at that video. Matter of fact, I got to reach out and call him. He's got a book deal now. Stu Nazette. And on live. Call when done. I said that Stu had the Chomo look. It's the Chomo look. I said that. He talked to me later on, called me, and he said that everything I said, he corrected me on a few things. And he said, but I understand. I didn't take offense about the Chomo look. I understand because I was around a bunch of sex offenders. That's what he told me. True shit. So when I was last night when I was making fun of, okay, so Lee Cole, we had a conversation and Lee, okay, this is a good time. This is a good time to bring up Lee. This is a good time. He calls me a piece of shit. And Here's what he said. Lee Cole, you want to say I wanted you to mule for me. I wanted you to mule for me. You lying piece of evil shit. That's something you don't say on YouTube. Coward, you fucked with the wrong person. That's what he said. You wanted to say I wanted you to meal for me. No, I never wanted. You said there wasn't no muling for me, Lee. Not involved in the drug game, Lee. So if you're trying to play that little route, but you said it backwards. I know people. I know I was in prison my whole life. Of course I do. It's a different thing. What the conversation really, and one of several, was about that there's no money into it. These guys that do it, they're fucking spinning their wheels. That's the conversation. Unless you want to play fentanyl and want to kill people, fuck. If you want to kill people, go for it. Make money. That's where you make all your money. It's not for Robert Rosso. Anyway, that's all it was. That's something you don't say on YouTube. What do you mean I don't say on YouTube? You trash me so much, man. What do you mean? You don't say a lot of stuff. Okay, Lee. You don't intentionally try to send people to prison or get the attention of the courts by playing their little bullshit, which you used to tell me that Jimmy was doing and his crowd was doing to me. Oh, bro, this is what they're trying to do to you. They're trying to get you locked. This is what you're doing. So stop the bullshit. Go ahead and you can play all you want, Lee. I don't care. Don't care. Go play. Go do. I heard somebody said Lee was on Pole Smoke, or I don't Gunsmoke, whatever the dude's name is. Gunsmoke show. And so he's coming after you hard. Have fun. Have fun. And quit trying to play like you're some kind of victim. And furthermore, bottom line is this. Why did you guys go attack somebody that brings information about your partners? Why? Why don't you go look and see? Why don't you make him produce something? It's not for me. Why do you think I put the question mark in the title, in the thumbnail, whatever you call it? It's for you guys to decide. I don't care if Tony Silo's a caricature of a game. I don't care. I was involved. I got put in a situation because Angel let me on the show. She asked me to come. I said, yeah, it was cool, and I still appreciate it. I do. Again, the only thing I really regret, and looking back, is that I should have said something to her first. Or no, I should have said, hey, Angel, did you know this? Have you seen this? That's what I should have done. I don't it's not like I wanted to go to her to get her approval. I just wish I would have done it that way because it kind of blindsided her possibly. And she did leave a message saying to call Tony. That's all. I'm not trying to put her in nothing. And Leopold's attached himself to her wisely, because she's the one that has all the connection. Angel knows everybody in that stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being she didn't choose to be the daughter of John. She just is. And she is in a good position to where she can talk about that life. Great position. Huge things. If that's what she chose to do. Huge. She can be the voice for all that stuff. I believe that. Okay. I know you guys, I don't care that you guys don't like. I'm just being honest. That's it. She can be huge. Lee attached himself to her wisely. I'm sure, and I have not talked to her, and I'm not gonna reach. I'm sure it's got to oh, I know Itty Bitty or one of the subs was really mad, saying, "I can't believe you did that to Lee." And what did I do? I said Tony Silo. I said what I did about Tony Silo. What about me? What about what they do to me? What about the fact that I asked them to take something down and they wouldn't? So I had to go out and say something I didn't want to say that week. And I even told them I could. Let's imagine that something big happened that week with my whole court. Let's imagine the court stuff or whatever. I was giving him access. Just hold it. I got you. That's what I said. And I told James in messages, and I can see, you can see when somebody answers or looks at the message on Messenger, a little bubble pops up at their face. He saw them. Then he goes and writes, I'm sorry I didn't see these until later. No, he saw them as I was sending them to you, James. But I don't have nothing against James, except that he could have stopped that. That's all I asked. That's all. And even the fire interview, the thing about that interview with Lee it's designed to to demean me, to make me look in the worst possible light. That's what he always tries to do. In court, didn't you want to hurt all those people? You could have hurt all those people on the road. Come on, man. I get what you're saying. But you did that to bring light. I know what you did. Again, playing with the probation card. That's where you guys go. That's where anybody that I've ever criticized goes. What are they going to do? Oh, I'm going to come back. Should I get I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to talking too much about myself. So whatever. But it's drama, right? That's what everybody loves. Drama feeds off the drama. If it bleeds, it leads. Sadly, we're going to talk about that. And I didn't want to lead with David Nalley, but I'm going to talk about that here shortly. But the truth is, so how did I feel yesterday? I'm going to tell you guys. So I had to sit back and I had to think. And then I'm looking at the money part, the business side. So there's Robert's personal stuff, dealing with his own problems, trying to build myself off rock bottom. At the same time, trying to better myself, just to be a better person, thinking inside. Probably failed on, I don't know. So there's a big struggle here within myself. I remember being in court And when the judge gave me like a chance to talk and talking about, like, I don't want to go back and do I said, we talked about this in court. I did. And it's not what I wanted to do, for sure. And let me say this. I remember the first video. When I came out, I was trying to like really, criminal justice reform was like my original thing. It can't be criminal justice reform on this channel all the time. That would get boring. It could over a long haul, slow pace. And I remember my wife wanted to do 2 or 3 videos a week. She had such a good criminal justice reform agenda. She does. But I'm saying, but wait, I got to still tell prison stories. I was leaving all the mob, already talking about mob things out. But inside, I'm like, wait, once a week would be okay. I just don't have to go the whole fighting thing, because the mob genre fits into the prison genre, which fits into the criminal justice. It all ties together. So does addiction. It all ties in. Okay. Then I get in my situation where I'm at now, and it's about survival. It's about money. This is a business plan. So it's not just like, I'm going to do anything and sell myself for money. That's not it. And let people joke and say whatever. That's not it. So I'm like, I've got like, over here, I got like a judge. Over here, I got like a PO. Over here, I got like the wife. And over here, down the center, I got Robert. And I'm like, oh, I'm hearing everybody on every side. You know what I mean? And then in the middle, where I should be, is right here in front of me. Not always, but she needs to be there more, is my therapist. It's true. I can't be more honest than this shit. I can't. She's like right there. And I can hear her afterwards. Robert, how do you feel right now? After the thing. And I'm like, man, I'm hurt. I'm hurt what Shane did to me. I'm bummed that the local law enforcement, like, just kind of like, Robert's nothing I can do. Sorry. I mean, and I'm not taking that against him. And then I get phone calls and messages from there's people offering me different kinds of solutions that would create more drama. And I'll buy the side by side, and I'll go to the house and pick it up with, like, and just all this stuff. That might be the best financial decision, but it's like a drama decision, anyway. I'll figure it out this week. But so how did I feel? I was like, confused. Everything had a little bit of separate stuff in it. And then I did laugh a little bit about the Amber Alert. But then I'm like, oh man. And then I talked for 3 hours. I got a lot out. I was thinking about the aftermath. What I was going to say is this. I'm sorry. First time I did a video, it was an interview with one of my friends, guy did time with. And when I talked to him a couple days prior, he told me the story about what happened to him. And it had like an ending where he's like, I'm done even messing around with anything. So this is a former prisoner, was in that bullshit. And then he's like, I'm done. And I'm like, Bink, I need that. Let's do an interview. Didn't tell him what to say. I said, this is exactly what I said. What you just said right now, can I interview you? Just make sure you say that at the end. So it was like a redeeming, it was like a positive thing. And that was like a good thing, and it was raw. It was true until he got on and I interviewed him. And it was like, Jesus Christ. So it was like, the interview was like, oh, and then his voice went, you guys saw it, no. Then the voice went out, and it was like the message that I want. And I literally texted a government official. I was like, man, look, I swear to you, I did something tonight, and that's not the way I wanted it to go. No, nobody's told me not to do anything. Let me be clear. Nobody's told me not to do anything. They've questioned whether YouTube is good for rehabilitation. And this is what I was thinking about last night as well. Remember Marta? I told you Marta's a bad energy. Probation or whatever, like the whole court apparatus thing. I think I forgot exactly why they think the content creator stuff is bad when in context with rehabilitation or relapse or addiction. I've said it before. I don't want to put words in their mouth. But I was trying to figure out, is this bad? Does this make me like want to go get fucked up? And I was trying to like decipher and go back. I'm like, So I was trying to like figure it out. Is this what just happened? Like, what is there like? Is this like a trigger? Is this like? I was trying to like think about that, and I was like rewinding. No, what was the actual? Okay, what would make the thing? What would make me stress out? Oh, it was when I woke up and I thought it was when I first realized that Shane fucked me. Like when I talked to Joey, it was hurt. It was hurt, and maybe even some kind of rejection because the cop was rejecting me. There's some of you are going, fuck, shut the fuck up right now. And other of you are like getting it, like, wow, I'm really trying to get like psychoanalyze myself, and I'm just putting it out there. Okay. So anyway, bottom line is this. Business model wise, great. If I'm having an internal struggle about it, probably not great. But I'll tell you what that did do yesterday. It took me off the focus of what I was going to do yesterday. I was going to do some other video. I was going to do something else. So it did take me off the plan, and I have a plan through therapy. Like I'm trying to fall, boom, boom, boom. So and this is the goal or plan I set for myself. It took me off track. I will say that. So if it's taking me off track, that's not right. Makes sense to anybody? Now, maybe tomorrow's plan will be attack everybody on YouTube. I'm just saying. But I need to follow that plan if that's what I do. And I'm being sarcastic, obviously. Hit the like button, please. There's 36. I got to keep saying that. And if you guys want to donate, please donate. If not, no. I'd appreciate it. Patreon, please go check out Patreon. And that's another thing. I'm going to be doing everyday content. I've got to really figure this out. You know, somebody recently that I've talked to said, you got to do more like the Michael Francis thing. Ignore the comments. You know, or say thank you, move on. I get that. And I should write down little things. So I'm going back to Lee. I saw Lee and James, and they're like, this channel, we're staying out of the bullshit. We're not going to go after and attack anybody. We're not going to do. You don't have to literally go after. You can put them on and interview them and try to like get your point across. Try to smut them up or whatever you want to do. And then you can give softballs to like your best friends that you're trying to do business plan with. And then if your friends are exposed, rather than attack the person that's exposing them, if it's even an exposure, Tony Silo, it's on him. Why doesn't he come out? Why doesn't he come out? Boom, there's my paperwork. Or have him, whatever he did. Why not? Why not? I haven't seen nothing. Okay, you guys are you? Okay. Oh, I see. You guys are doing your thing. Do your thing. Okay. I don't care right now. I got to do this. Okay. So, yeah, Tony Silo, I have not sad. It's terrible what happened to his boy. Horrible. And getting this constantly with people I know, or at least like a friend's friend or friend's relative dying, fentanyl. It's horrible. The drug overdose stuff. It's horrible. And it could be me. It's not going to be me. And with that said, this is going to hurt. Whoa. Maybe thinking about it right now is just, There's a guy named David Nalley from Evansville, Indiana. I met David. Was it 14? Trying to think when the block closed down first time. I want to say it was 14. I saw him in the prison, and what he was on CMS, which is construction maintenance, or they used to call it CMS. The official name is what now? I forgot. Not utility. It doesn't matter. It was a construction work. Thank you. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt, Rob. Was wondering if you received my Venmo payment. Just wanted to be sure I sent it correctly and rather send it through Venmo so you get it directly. Mr. Bill. Hold on, Mr. Bill. I don't think I got anything, to be honest, but I'll check right now. Venmo. Oh, there is. Hold on. Yes. I'm looking at your last name too. You're not in Utah, are you? Like the last name of the gang leaders from Utah? I just wondered. Doesn't seem like no problems, only solutions. Thank you. No, I just saw it right now and I appreciate it. I appreciate you doing this. And I appreciate, what was that? Oh, that's Steve. And I appreciate you donating now and here. And thank you for your support. If you can, please join the Patreon thing. But thank you. Yeah, no, and I didn't get an, I don't think I have this set up to alert. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, you did. Thank you. So David Nalley. So CMS, construction maintenance, one of the things they get to do is they get to go around the units, around the prison, and they fix stuff, right? So he elevated to the top. Like he became the guy at CMS, okay? The number one is what they call it. And there's guys that are in the audience that'll, if you guys want to correct me or you guys want to add anything, any of you guys that were Terre Haute with us, send me a message to Messenger and I'll say it if you guys want to. If not, it's cool. When I first met him, I'll be honest, it wasn't like I didn't like click with him. I was like, who's this guy, you know? And he was smoked cigarettes every day. You know, there's no smoking, but he was hustling constantly for cigarettes more than anything else. And one day, I'll never forget, you know, he had some debts. He was one of those guys that ran debts like myself, and that just doesn't matter. So I used to live off Stormin, and this isn't just debts, contraband debts. This was, I don't put food in my locker too much because I'll eat it all at once, you know, a lot of the times. So he had some debts, and I'll never forget that he came back, and the rumor was quickly that his mom just passed away. And my first thought was, I wonder if this is one of those guys. There's people that'll say that. My mom died, my dad died, rabbit died, dog died. I'll never forget the excuses in during Katrina, Hurricane Katrina. Everybody had a family member that died or something happened in Katrina. Everybody that owed money, every dope fiend on the compound, everybody had somebody in Katrina. Their money disappeared. That was back in the money order days, you know. It's true. But I thought he was using an excuse. I really did, you know, and I hate to say that now, but I did. And it wasn't. That's when we first started talking. He talked to me about his mom. And come to find out, similar background. His family, it appears to have had quite a bit, well off is what it seems like. And I did see within the last 6 months, his dad's place behind a big private gate. Lots of property. It's what I saw. He was actually running up there while his dad wasn't home to get some tools because his dad didn't want him there all the time or something like that. I think he was able to shower. So he's had problems, addiction. So we ended up, this is going to be one of you guys. Okay. Talking. Okay, so we ended up talking more, you know. He ran deep. There's people that run deep on debts. Again, one of those like me. I would get anything, all the sweets and stuff I want. I'd go to the nearest store man. If you guys don't know what a store man is, that means they buy commissary. And then so let's say a candy bar is $1. You got to pay them $1.50 back. Okay. And you pay them with stamps, which was currency, or run up a bill and send money, or go buy them commissary, whatever. It's called using the store man. I stayed using the store man. It seems stupid because you're spending, you know, that much more money. But when the way I looked at it, and this wasn't all the time, but pretty much. And the way I looked at it was, I'm going to eat everything in my locker. Like I will eat boxes of nutty bars. You know, when I start, that's part of my sickness, whatever. I will eat a box of nutty bars, 2 honey buns, and, you know, a hamburger. No bullshit. So anyway, he was one of those guys like me. So we used to talk about that. And you can always see, and this isn't, There's been people that'll laugh right now. There's times that, it was serious because he would get really far down on debts and then he'd stress out. But looking back on it now, and we talked about this a few months back, that whole stress and drama, it's like creating drama and chaos. That's what I think the feeling was for him. We were kind of, I remember him like, because I'm the one that brought it up because we were talking about it. Remember that one time when so-and-so wanted to hit you with the hammer? I mean, there's some stuff that happened, right? Or he had to walk around the prison with the hammer because he thought somebody was going to get him that he owed money to. And I'm laughing and making light of it now because we laughed about it. It was some serious stuff in prison and it could have caused, because there was different races, but we laughed about it now, we laughed about it. And, but look, and I said something to him about maybe it's because we thrive off drama. And this is me coming off of losing everything to gambling. And I'm thinking about why, and thinking about what that old man told me that I'm addicted to losing. It's the feeling I get from losing, the drama, the chaos. And we were talking about that anyway. So on and off for the last year, Dave's contacted me. Okay. And he would contact me and you can tell, he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do, I guess you would say. I guess that's a good way to put it. And got himself in trouble several times, I think. And the girl, Laura, you're out there. Pretty sure it's accurate. Got himself in trouble many times since he's been out. And drugs, all drug related, had addiction issues. And we talk about it. All right, Bullhead, thank you. Keep your head up. I appreciate it. Thank you, Bullhead. And, so again, on and off. Another friend that we did, his cellie, as a matter of fact, Joshua Yancey, some months back, comes through here like a storm and doing his thing, girl problems. He was going to leave his car here and fly to the airport at Fort Smith, go meet her in Florida. And, he had, and just stuff, irrational behavior that is behind addiction, I guess. I guess that's a good way to put it. So we were talking, Nalley and I recently were talking about him. I was telling him some things Josh said so he can leave messages, kind of clowning, making light of serious situations, is I guess is the best way to put it. But David would call me often because he knew I'd listen. And when I did, I would, he knew I was fucked up too. He knew I was. He knows I'm in the situation I'm in. But I do to him what I do right here. I kind of like think it through, like, what the fuck, And he recently started saying, I'm going to come down there, Rob. I'm going to come down there and see you. And, it was one of those things where, people say, I'm going to come, and they don't. But I was like, man, now's not the best time for real. And he was talking, in other words, of just coming like to, get away for a few days, whatever the deal was. But it was more, as of late, it was more and more. And right now, I need to be with me. I do. So in the situation, I'm taking what I have in this situation and I'm using it to the best of my advantage. Okay. So anyway, let me say this. So this is what happens. I don't hear from him for a little while. On August the 9th, at 10 p.m., we talked. Now, let me back up. Hold on just 1 second. That's what I want to do. Laura, I'm going to go back to when you first contacted me. Okay. So this is August the 6th. This is at 6 o'clock in the morning. She comes up. Dave's girlfriend, a girlfriend, I don't want to put things, anyway. Someone that cared about him deeply. Dave is having a bad day. Please answer. August the 6th, 6:27 a.m. She called, missed. August 6th, called again. Nalley's buddy David Rankin died, and he is drinking vodka and having a bad day. I returned the call. August 6th, we dozed off for a few hours. He seems better now. I said, okay. She said, thanks. August the 7th, he told me he wants to talk to you. Then she leaves voice messages. I don't want to push that. I don't want to push that right now. Shoot. I don't want to push that right now because I don't know what she said right there. I made it with my son. Okay, that's, oh, shoot. This comes into, okay. Okay, well, this comes into now. I get it. Okay, so bear with, I'm sorry. I talked to him August the 9th, 17 minutes. Twice, 40 minutes. Then missed him on August the 10th. August the 16th, we talked 14 minutes. August the 17th, he called, missed contact. I talked to him for a second. The last time was 18th. Today's the 21st. Okay, this is what I got this morning after I did my live. This is what happened. Hi, honey, I'm sorry to bother you so early, but this is Laura, the girl that he's been living with for the last few months. I can't think of David's sister's name, and I didn't want to tell you this in a text, but he got stabbed last night. And whenever I was taking downtown for the hospital, he was in surgery, and I need to get a hold of his sister. Can you help me out? Let me go ahead and play what I did. I think.
Jesus Christ. I don't know his sister. Wow.
This is me at 6:22 a.m. I got off at live at 3 o'clock. I was on the phone with people until like 6:10 or whatever. Told you I'm like my schedules. This is what happens. I'm exhausted.
Jesus Christ. I don't know his sister. Wow. I remember him talking about her in the joint, but I don't know the family like that. I know that the dad was pissed, but holy shit, I hope he's okay. I've been up all night doing my YouTube stuff, and I'm exhausted right now. I just saw this.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Laura.
Honey, he was hit 3 times.
Like where?
And one of them, there was lung tissue sticking out.
His heart did it.
They took him right up to surgery. Once they got him into the ER, I can't tell you anything more. I had to go downtown and talk to the detectives. And I came home to get cleaned up, get the blood off of me, and try to get a hold of his sister because his dad's got COVID. And I would rather tell her and have her break the news. And now I think I'm just stalling about going back up there because I'm scared of what I'm going to find out. My number is 812-736-43.
Ah! I told her under the phone of I can't stop this thing. Laura, I'm okay.
I'll be on there. I'm probably not going to
I can't get this thing to stop. Unbelievable. That's crazy. Sorry. She knows that. And why can't this thing shut off now? All right.
I sent you a message from my Facebook. Did you get it? I mean, do you know what's happened now?
Okay. All right. So this is this afternoon, 3 o'clock.
To God. To God.
Robert.
To God.
Robert. David didn't make it, honey. I know you're sleeping right now, but you can call me if you need to when you get up. I'm so sorry to tell you like that.
So, played it like that. This is exactly what happened, how it went down. And this is what I got to say. Apparently, he was at a former girlfriend's house or whatever, 1 o'clock in the morning. And she was there. He was there. Lois going to pick him up. And the time she got there, there was, I guess the thing is that they said Nalley, but a guy came and David attacked the girl's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever it was. Let me tell you guys something. I wasn't there. I don't know. And I know that there's people that were doing time with this that were there. I mean, that are listening right now. And to you guys that have, answer me this question. Did David Nalley attack anybody? Did David Nalley attack anybody? I don't know. I mean, you can say drugs, alcohol, but whatever happened, I'm not, let me tell you something. I'm not here to try to get people in trouble or this and that. I don't know what happened. This is what I know. I know that over and over again, guys I did time with, Justin Hable, what the hell's his name? Justin, it was an E-Block. McDougal, if you're watching. Hannawalt, Iowa. $150,000 a year, Tyson Chickens running shit. Starts dealing dope. Second package that comes in the mail, boom, hit. Just started dealing. No, didn't even have no reason for him to start getting back into the drug game. Face a mandatory minimum of 15 years. So many people that's getting busted that I did time with, or their close friends, or their relatives, are going back to prison. They're dying. They're getting killed. This guy's young. And we had a lot of, so just the background was that was mama's boy. He was a mama's boy. Okay. I can argue this. I can admit that I was spoiled mama boy too. He succumbed to addiction. He was falling apart. I think that's accurate, Laura. I don't think you'd push back on that. He was struggling. Told me, talked about it. And whatever the situation, whatever happened, 1 o'clock in the morning, I think she was going to go get him beer on the way home. That's what he asked or something to that manner. He's dead. Wasted life. He had a lot of potential. He was a good worker. Excellent worker. When his mom died, it really destroyed him, left a hole in him. And I think he was trying to somehow fill that void. But he was fucked up before that. He'd say that, and I don't mean to. I'm not. It's just fucking terrible, and it's really raw on me right now because I was talking to him every day almost. She reached out. This girl reached out to me because she was talking to me constantly. You know, I don't know what happened, and I don't need to know the details because he's gone. And you know what I'm getting tired of? It's not the people. It's the life, the lifestyle. I can't turn my back on the people that I did time with or that I did criminal activity with back in the days. I mean, I'm not saying I talked to them all. I can't, but I'm done with that life. I'm tired. People dying, getting killed, going to prison. Tired. think that's all I'll say for now. R.I.P. David Nalley. Love you, bro.